Hello, this is Guy Morgan, President Founder of Short Sale Experts Incorporated. We're San Diego's leading short sale experts since 1991. I get this question a lot, and the question is, what potentially can happen to me when I fall behind on my mortgage payments? Well, essentially, there are four potential outcomes when you've fallen behind. The first one is that you can bring your mortgage current, of course. That's the obvious one. The second one is that you can possibly refinance your house and get out of the mortgage that you're in and make some sort of rate and payment adjustments by doing a refinance. The third option is to do a real estate short sale, and the fourth potential outcome really is just to be foreclosed on. Now, I'm not going to talk about loan restructuring and loan mods and things like this because, frankly, my experience is it's largely a scam. Very few of the lenders actually do them, and in my 20 years I've never known a lender to do a loan modification that involved a reduction in principal amount owed them. And by the way, if anybody has a story of that happening, I'd be interested in hearing about it. But anyway, today I want to talk about these four potential outcomes as I see them. Again, the first one is obvious, that you can just come current on your mortgage. And, for most people that's simply not an option, otherwise they wouldn't have fallen behind in the first place. And I suppose if you're in some sort of sales position, or you get contracts and earn large chunks of money at one time or something, that is an obvious way to get out or to get caught up. The second, refinance. Well, refinance is simply not an option for most people today, given the banking and things like and the present climate in the banking industry and what it takes to qualify for mortgages and such. Plus, you of course have to have equity in your home in order to refinance these days. So that's simply not an option. The third potential outcome, of course, is to do a real estate short sale. And a real estate short sale really is the perfect alternative to avoiding foreclosure. It's a sort of a complicated, messy process, but if it's done exactly right by a team of professionals who really understand how to do them, you can certainly get the banks to do them. Interestingly, as recently as a year ago, 99.9% of all real estate agents, I would say, were disbelieving in the fact that you could get a bank to do a real estate short sale. Now, of course, I did my first one in 1991. I've been doing them for years, and I understand the process, and I understand that banks have a high motivation to do them. But in the industry, as recently as a year ago, most real estate agents and mortgage brokers and such, who are claiming, by the way, to be experts at doing them today, simply didn't think that it was possible. Of course, the last alternative is foreclosure, and that's sort of where if you're watching this video and you're behind on your mortgage payments, that's probably sort of where you're headed. And I'm just here to tell you that don't let the bank foreclose on your home, because if they foreclose on your home, there's all sorts of potential ramifications of that, not the least of which is you're destroyed credit for 7 years. But beyond that, depending on what state you're in and the type of loan that you have, there are recourse laws. There are basically two types of loans. There's what we call recourse loans and non-recourse loans. And under some states and some loans and some situations with the recourse laws, even if a bank forecloses on your home, you can be left owing the balance of whatever the shortfall was as a result of that foreclosure, particularly if your loan is something other than a purchase money loan. In other words, it's a home equity line of credit, or you refinanced and took cash out, or even just simply refinanced. You've got a real big danger there. So sort of short and sweet, those are, I think, the four potential outcomes when you've fallen behind on your mortgage. I suggest that you attempt to do a real estate short sale if at all possible, because it can also help you avoid sort of the recourse laws in many states in many instances. And this, of course, is a big benefit to doing the real estate short sale. I would caution you, however, that when you're doing a real estate short sale, that you have to get it exactly right the first time. You don't get any second chances, because typically you're falling behind on your mortgage, the bank has potentially even filed a notice of default, and the clock is ticking. And sort of the foreclosure process in California, at least, is pretty straightforward. Once they file the notice of default, you got a certain number of days, it's finite, until they have the sale and then foreclose on your home. And so the clock's ticking, things are moving along, and you really don't have a lot of time to waste. And you certainly don't have a lot of time to be trying to do this over and over and over. The challenge that homeowners are facing in California right now and in many parts of the country, but it's really rampant here in Southern California, is that there are a lot of real estate agents and mortgage brokers who are claiming to be short sale experts when in fact they've never even actually done one successfully. They just recognize that right now in this climate, in this real estate market, that's the only way for them to make a big commission. And so they're all holding out, holding up their signs and holding out their hands and claiming to be short sale experts so that they can get a lot of property into their inventory and hope a lot of them stick and they get approved. And this is very dangerous for homeowners. I would just recommend that if you're heading towards foreclosure and you want to do a short sale to avoid foreclosure, I just recommend that you find a true short sale expert who's actually negotiated, hundreds of them, and knows what they're talking about. So this is Guy Morgan with Short Sale Experts Incorporated. You can visit. I have a couple of websites. One is shortsalemyhome.com. The other one, if you want to get an ebook on how to do a real estate short sale, quickly, easily, down and dirty, just get her done without a lot of hassle. I have an ebook that's available, and it's called How to Sell Your Home in Less Than 60 Days Using a Real Estate Short Sale, and that can be found at shortsalemyhomebook.com. So again, Guy Morgan, and I wish you best of luck in avoiding foreclosure, and thanks for listening to this message. I hope that it was helpful. Thank you. Goodbye.